All right. Here's my screencast-o-matic for our staff meeting scheduled for Thursday, August 22nd, 1 o'clock. And I don't remember whose room. That's okay. I'm going to start with this quote right here because Mr. Moody started with that with the new teachers, and I just think it's awesome. It's something that we at Amana take a lot of pride in. It's again, it's that relationship you build with other people. That's what they're going to remember. So, all right, let's get started. Some of these are quick, some of these are reminders, and some of this might be new, but I only have 15 minutes. So here we go. So we already did our introductions, but we'll do that again. Make sure we have more people here, and we'll introduce each other. My idea for day one of school, and this is a bit of a change, so it's going to be an A day, which is an art day. So if we stick with the high school, then that will keep Miss Qualia a lot easier, so you just have to keep track of an A day and a B day. Every day is an A day or every day is a B day in both buildings. So that will be that. So my idea is then we usually do a welcome. We've got our new trees planted over by the soccer field, and so we're going to have our little convocation there, and the whirlpool will be here. So they'll have some press here, and they want to be thanked because they donate them, which I think is fine. Each tree designates a graduation year. We'll do that. We'll thank Mr. Kellenberger, who retired last year but didn't get his clock, and so we're going to do that. And then we'll head back to class, including the specials. So I'll need to work in PE Monday and Tuesday, but we'll get that figured out. And then after school on Monday, nothing. It's good. Rest, go home, do whatever. Well, don't go home. Do whatever you got to do. But day two, I would like to start meeting with teachers with our Ms. Buline, Ms. Kofid, Mr. Berkland, Ms. Ryman, to start mapping out when and where our team meetings again. I want to keep them 20 minutes, and then we'll finish that up on Wednesday. But again, then the rest of the time will be yours. I've included this link here to our schedule, and I will share this document out as well as a link to our go-to page with all of our information. Again, please put, we're going to schedule the team time. Last year was every Wednesday, which I thought worked pretty well. That might not work out the best now. We've got double specials Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and so maybe those are the days we want to do them. We do want to look at scheduling co-planning with Mr. Berkland, Ms. Buline, and Ms. Fox, and Mrs. Ryman and I can help with that. Again, coming together to look at that data, to look at the lessons, to look at the needs, and then, oh, my hands look huge, and then start working on that student-centered coaching as to what the students need, how we're going to deliver it, and all that great stuff. So don't please forget to put on the master schedule, which is right up here, your your class times, your 95% times, your math times. Again, I don't need to know. You don't have to turn in lesson plans and all that fun stuff, but I do want to put on that master schedule your day. So then again, whatever schedule you use, more in depth, more power to you. So staff meeting calendar and a quick hit PD. So Mr. Ryman and I were talking about that last year. We're going to have staff meetings with PBIS, data review, refreshers. We want to build in literacy skills, implementation, stuff that we all can do. There's some great transition type activities. I know Mrs. Sandersfeld uses a lot of those things. I've used some at lunch, some of those 95% skills, just to kind of, they're sort of fun, they're quick. We'll have PDs around Clipper families and PD around second step. Clipper families for all you new people. We've got kindergartners through 5th grade. They're just a small group that all the adults have, and we sort of plan a building-wide activity with them once a month. Sometimes we sit in our Clipper families, and the cool thing is the older students model and our leaders for the younger students, and it's just kind of a lot of fun. This will be our 3rd year, 2nd year really digging into it. Last year we really got into it. And the Clipper families stay the same, except every year you get a new kindergartner, and every year you say goodbye to a 5th grader, so it's kind of cool. It's just some quick management type stuff. I'm a I'm just as guilty. I do not like to have phones in front of students. If I do happen to be on a phone, I do tell the students it's school related, although that's not a really good excuse. So I am a stickler about that one. I just like to have the phones away. I am going to implement, I think, no phones for kids after 7:30, no phones and technology and after school. I just think, except for special occasions, I just think it gets to be too much. So that's something I'll be working on. If you do need a sub, please put it in ASOP. Finding subs is the absolute worst, but it does happen. And things come up, and I totally am cool with that. So if you put it in ASOP, just make sure you text me too, because I log in the morning and finding an unfilled sub and not knowing about it is kind of nerve-wracking to me. So again, things come up, and if you can't get to a computer, if you want me to put it in ASOP, I'm cool with that too. In this link is that make sure you read over that teacher handbook. There's some good information. I've looked over it, so I think it's a good idea to look over that. Be on time, start on time, and end on time. Building meetings, district meetings, we're very good at that as a building, which I'm very proud of. Of course, we get out a little earlier than the other buildings, but if we're going to have a meeting, I'd prefer we start on time. If we are going somewhere in the district, I prefer that we all be there on time. Again, things come up. If something comes up, let me know. We'll help you with it. But I'll get active with the PTO. The PTO they're really rejuvenating with Amy Ryman taking it over. So they've allotted some great funds. They're going to do some fun fundraisers. We'll try to keep it simple. But I highly encourage you to become an active member of PTO, or at least go to a meeting here and there, recognize them, and take advantage of their services. AES Go-To page, that's that website. I'm just going to click on it. That's that website that we put together last year. It has all of our pages, and so I typically dump a lot of stuff there. Agendas and 95% stuff and team meeting stuff. So hopefully it's just an easy go-to. That's the management type stuff. Now for the fun stuff, the learning. That 95% calendar, K through 3 are going to implement that or continue to implement that. I'm very excited about the possibilities that has for all of our students. I would love to see co-teaching, and again, that's a change. I think we all are great educators, and I think it doesn't have to happen every day, everywhere, but I think it has a lot of possibilities to it. PBIS, we have a great PBIS team with great PBIS support, and everybody's on board, and so everybody everywhere, nearly every time, 5 to 1, and I'm just as guilty again, so we're going to hold each other accountable. Again, that's language that goes to SAIL, safe and appropriate involved, makes you a learner. So we'll be putting together some in-services. I'll be collecting some information, and again, I'll be sharing that back with you. Coaching cycles, that's that coaching with Mrs. Ryman around Charlotte Danielson. That's that Ippy Dippy that we have going as well. I would really encourage you to use some of the data that you're going to be collecting already to start those goals. For example, 95%. If you're going to collect the data, you're going to implement with fidelity, and you're going to review. Why not just make that your coaching plan with your professional growth? I'd highly encourage you to do that. And again, that 95% is new, but you'll have a lot of supports. We'll help you with that, I promise. Essential learning and CFAs, that common formative assessment, teaching the kids what you want them to know, and then using that data as an ongoing for the district. And I think we are really in the right direction. I would love to be able to use that CFA information for our team meetings. Again, going back to that sort of those CFAs, we are going to make instructional decisions using our data, and we've got, I'm not going to pretend it's all perfect, but that's where we come together and we talk about it, and we weigh what the student's doing and how we can do it better and all that stuff. So those data walls are going to be very handy. Again, we're going to identify those lagging skills students have, and then we're hoping to fill in that information. Again, that goes for everybody, not just the lowest students academically and behaviorally. We want to be able to push those students and move them all up at least a little bit. That's sort of our goal. Mrs. Ryman shared out this very short article earlier in the year. I'd really encourage you to click on that. It takes about 2 minutes. It's just a great article about MTSS. It's got some differentiation. We're going to be looking at, again, student outcomes and data. This is my big one, collaboration, and this is something this building does a great job of. So if you feel like you're not getting the collaboration that you need, or if you're just needing more, or you need some ideas, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to work together. And there's that Charlotte Danielson's framework for teaching, and that here's the Ippy-Dippy form that Angie Hoyer is going to encourage us to use. I mean, that district-wide, and again, it's very simple. It's student-specific. It's focused on your goals. Staff meetings, again, there was the Minute Labs, literacy skills, math skills, PBIS skills, Charlotte Danielson stuff. Again, stuff that we're going to keep working on. Our integrated tech time with Mrs. Fox in addition to library time. So again, the library is a place where they still go to, but I would really love us to collaborate with Mrs. Fox to integrate some of that technology, which we started last year and sort of hit a snag with that, but that is what it is. So here's my goals this year. We'll continue. I got some great coaching last year on feedback, and I believe I was able to give some very productive and specific feedback to people. You always are also great at giving me feedback. So if you've got something for me to see or watch or share, stop in. It's weird not having the hallway by my door because I do love people just popping in, kids just popping in, and adults just popping in. So, but my office is always open for you. 95% is huge for me this year. PBIS, continuing our second step, taking care of self and others. That's a big one. That's something we do very well here. Go see each other's teach. I would love to help facilitate that. I don't want another prep for you. I don't want you to do lesson plans so you can go see Mrs. Birkin teach third grade math. So just let me know when you want to go see a teacher occasionally. I can come up with stuff, I promise. And other, I don't remember what I wrote for other, but other. Google folder, lots of great information. Just keep it as a reference. So that's what I kind of encourage you to take a look back at that article, take a look at our coaching cycles, take a look at our 95% calendar, bookmark this AES go-to page, look at your handbook, and look at the schedule and start plugging that stuff. And don't make a copy of it, just put it right in the master. That way we can know where we're at and what we're doing. And just again, that's for me to be able to look and create my own daily schedule. So that's it. I hope I covered a lot. Well, I did cover a lot, but I hope it makes sense. All right, I'm going to share it out now. Peace out.